Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Me Do Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from IIM Indore, and friends, as we all know, Me Do Study is your own channel initiative in which we discuss very important topics of management in a very simple manner, very effective manner. Friends, we have 5 different modules. We have already completed our marketing module with 40 videos, HR module with 23 videos, and strategy is also going to complete. We are on the last topic. Operations and OB are now in development and will be our focus, and we are also getting various suggestions from our subscribers, and basis that we will evaluate which more further content we can develop, if we can add any more subject. Today's video is, my dear friends, on organizational behavior, and it is the 12th video, and we will start a new chapter. Before this, we have studied what is organizational behavior all about, various theories. Then we discussed about values, beliefs and attitudes. Then we discussed personality in detail, and our last chapter that we covered was perception, and that also we covered in 3 videos. Now we will start learning, and that also we will cover in 3 to 4 videos depending upon the length of the topic. Let us begin, my dear friends. Learning is very important. First of all, let us understand what is the definition of learning. Learning is a continuous process wherein an individual acquires new skills, values and knowledge. Just see this word, continuous process. Learning should always be continuous. If you did something, learned and then it ended, it cannot be learning. It is always a continuous process. Now, what all things can a person learn? It can be a new skill. For example, you did not know how to dance and now you are learning. It is a new skill. It can be a new value. Value learning can also be there. It can be knowledge. Maybe you are now learning some analytical skill. Maybe now you are learning a new subject, a new language. All this forms a part of learning. Now, to qualify as learning, there are 2 main elements. So let us study what are those elements. If someone asks, is it learning or not? Just do this 2 parameter check. First, change that happens in learning should be relatively permanent. This is very important. So see, you went to a, for example, stress relief camp. Okay, you were very happy. You came out of that camp, 1 to 2 days you implemented. After that, you were back to your own schedule, and again now you are stressed. Another example, you went to a camp which was managing your day schedule, in which they told wake up at 5 in the morning, sleep by 9. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days after the camp, you followed that schedule. After that, you are again back to laziness, 10 a.m. That is not learning. Change that becomes in learning should be relatively permanent. This implies that there should be change of individual after going through. Now, this change can be positive and negative. When you say negative, let me give you an example. You joined a new company. Okay, everyone joined new company with lots of aspiration. What will be the learning curve, or how the colleagues will be there, what will my career look like. Now, when you went there, you saw that there is nothing that is happening. So it will lead to negative learning, means you will be very disheartened. The change should be result of an experience or practice and not due to biological maturation. What does this mean? See, there are many things which a person learns by biological maturation. How to eat from your own hands, how to use washroom. In adolescence and later to adult stage, about sex. All this is something which is you are learning through changes in your body, your hormones or your age. That is not learning. That is biological maturation which is happening. What you are learning is experience or practice. That is basically learning. Correct? So for learning, just remember, change relatively permanent, result of experience or practice. Now let us come to the second part. What are various theories of learning? There are 4 theories: classical conditioning, operant or instrumental conditioning, cognitive learning and social learning. Today we will cover 2 theories in detail, and in next video we will further continue. Let us come to the very first theory, which is classical conditioning theory. In this theory, from objective question perspective, who gave the theory is also very important. So always remember, this was given by Ivan Pavlov. That is why it is also known as Pavlov's theory. He studied the relationship between stimulus and response. All of you would be knowing what is stimulus and response. In HR we have also discussed, but let me tell you, stimulus is something which happens and response is how you react to it. You are standing, someone suddenly brings this punch, you will move your backwards, mouth backwards. To someone does like this, you will move backward. This was stimulus, this is response. You go out, there is very cold weather, suddenly you will do like this or wear something woolen. That cold weather was stimulus and this is response. You are driving, you hear that ambulance sound. That ambulance sound is stimulus, and you giving the way to ambulance is your response. What does Pavlov wanted? He wanted to study reflex response of a particular stimulus that characterizes the behavior of individual and animal. So that was the prime objective. And for that, what he did the experimentation with a dog, and that is why this experiment is known as classical conditioning of Pavlov's dog. Now before conditioning, see, every dog loves this bone. So you put a bone in front of dog, he will salivate, means saliva would come out of the mouth, saliva would come, right? So before conditioning, you are bringing this bone, saliva is coming. Second, you are ringing a bell, ding 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 ding, no response, means dog is not aware now what is happening. This is before conditioning. Now during conditioning, and it will not happen in one day, you have to do it for multiple times. During conditioning, you ring this bell and give that bone. So a relation will form in dog's mind that along with this bell, I am getting this bone and saliva is coming. Now what will happen once he is conditioned? Even if you ring the same bell, ding ding ding, which was not making any change in the second step, here saliva will be coming because dog has related to it. Forget about the dog, just remember your childhood. You went to school, always you wanted to wait for recess, what mummy has packed in my box today, what I will eat, what my friend has brought. So whenever that lunch bell rings, first thing will come in your mind is, let me take out my food and start eating. So that is what is theory of Pavlov's conditioning. Now let us come to second theory, which is operant or instrumental conditioning theory. Another objective question can be, what is the other name of operant theory? So it is instrumental conditioning. It was given by B.F. Skinner, and that is why this theory is also known as Skinner's theory, like previous one was Pavlov's theory. He defined operant conditioning as a process through which individual learns voluntary behavior. This word voluntary is very important. Voluntary means something which is coming from one's own will and wish. That is, my dear friends, what is known as voluntary. It can also be defined as behavior of an individual or animal in environment. How someone is behaving in an environment is basically operant. So for example, you smoke, but you don't tell it to your family. In your friend circle you are smoking. Now one day you are smoking, some uncle or someone in your family suddenly comes. You will suddenly hide that cigarette and act that you were not smoking. What happened? Why was the change in that behavior? It was because of sudden change in that particular environment. This, my dear friends, is what operant conditional theory is not about. How did Skinner did it? Skinner did it through Skinner box, and he used first a rat, and then he also did with a pigeon. Let me explain with you the rat. Same phenomena was done with pigeon. So you can see there is a speaker, signal lights, then there is a lever. This lever is connected to a pellet dispenser. Pellet is basically a food for the rat. This is a dispenser tube, and here a cup is there. So whenever this lever would be pressed, this dispenser would dispense one pellet. Through this tube, this will come into the food cup and rat can eat it. Now first of all, when this rat is left in this particular box, he will not understand. He will just see what has happened to me, what has happened to me. Now one day suddenly this rat presses this lever and this food items come. Still he will not be able to relate. It happens now 2 to 3 times. Then what will happen? Basically rat will understand that whenever I am pressing this lever, food is coming. Similar was done with pigeon also, and that is why this is known as Skinner box. Now one important implication, basic principle is that probability of occurrence of response depends on consequence. This line is very important and I will explain it to you thoroughly. Probability of occurrence depends on the consequence. So consequence here was rat is getting food. Now take a scenario 2. If the rat presses and does not get food, response rate will decrease and eventually might disappear. So it is probability link. Take an example. Okay, to your kids you always told that you complete your homework, I will give a chocolate. So the kid is very happy. He comes to the home. First thing he will do is he will complete the work and then ask Papa chocolate. Now after a few days what happens? You are not giving that chocolate. He will think, okay, maybe Papa forgot today. Second day again it happens. Now in that mind of the child, that relationship between the chocolate and completion of work has suddenly finished, and it might happen that then it will suddenly disappear also. So that is why it is said that by Skinner, probability of occurrence depends on the consequence. This is Skinner's theory. Next few theories we will study in the next video, which will be the next video on learning. If there are any confusion, my dear friends, in today's video, please write our mail ID, which is meedu.study@gmail.com, or in the comment section we will respond to it. If you are liking, my dear friends, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Take care.